Now, there are two major changes that are happening in 2025 with credit reports and credit scores that are going to affect everyone. On today's video, we're going to cover two major topics that are going to be affecting credit reports and credit scores in 2025. Now, one of them, the number one, has actually taken a real massive turn for the worse. So you want to make sure that you watch this till the very end because this is a crazy story that nobody's talking about. But before we jump into this video, make sure that you smash that like and subscribe button so this video gets out to more people so everyone can stay informed about these massive changes that are going to affect credit reports and credit scores. Coming in at the number 2 spot is a huge one that a lot of people are not talking about, how it truly is affecting credit reports and credit scores. Now, this came to life in 2024, but now it's being pushed onto credit reports finally, and it is buy now, pay later apps or loans, short-term loans that a lot of people are getting because now everywhere you look and everywhere you turn, every time you want to purchase something, they're offering it like, hey, listen, you can do some small installment payments and you can buy it now, but pay it later over time. Now, the only one that we are seeing that is not reporting on credit reports is called Klarna. Now, if you have a Klarna account and it is reporting on your credit reports, please let us know in the comment section, but the rest of them are in fact reporting. Now, a lot of people are going to say, but Mike, it's supposed to help your credit profile because you're adding positive payment history. Yes, but here's the problem. These are considered short-term loans. You don't want anything on your credit report that is less than 24 months at minimum, because remember, every time you're adding a new line of credit to your credit profile, you're reducing your average age of credit. Now, that can cause your credit score to drop. That's problem number 1. Now, problem number 2 is once you're done paying off this short-term loan, it closes the account. So some people that may not have too much credit on their credit profile may see their credit score move up slightly when they open the new account because they're adding a new line of credit to their credit profile. But anybody else that has negative items or has a good credit profile will see a negative impact from this. And people always like to argue the comment of, oh, well, you're supposed to have 20 plus accounts on your credit profile. No, you're not, okay? That is a basic study and a graph that has been traveled all over the interwebs, and people have been spreading this misinformation saying you need to have that many actual open accounts on your credit profile. No, you don't. People that are in the high 800s have very few credit and very little debt. You're looking at anywhere from 2 to maybe 5 credit cards at the most, and then maybe an actual car loan and a mortgage, or a paid off car loan and a new car loan, and that's it. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say as loud as I possibly can so everyone can truly understand this. You don't need to have debt to have a good credit score. Remember, you're either gonna have a good credit score or no credit at all. If you can't maintain a good credit score, you have no business in the credit game. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. The biggest problem with these buy now, pay later short-term loans is you can really get as many as you possibly want. So you can get one with this company, get another one with this company. Some companies will give you multiples of these loans, and guess what? Now they're all gonna slap your credit profiles and hurt your average age of credit. And on top of that, we want to stay out of debt. Let's repeat that again. We want to stay out of debt. If you don't have the money to purchase it then and there, don't fall for the trap of these buy now, pay later. Everywhere you look, even Walmart is offering it. Every time you go online, they're offering it. Every time you walk into a store, there's massive signs of Klarna and Affirm, buy it now, pay it later. No, don't fall for the trap. 1, it's a trap to keep you in debt, and then 2, it's going to hurt your credit profile. Now, moving on to number 1. Number 1 is one of the biggest stories of 2025. Well, it actually started in 2024. The Biden administration pushed to have medical collections completely banned from credit reports. Now, that rule went into effect on January 7th of 2025. But here's the big but. It was going to take 60 days for this rule to actually go into effect. So as of March 17th of 2025, no medical collections are supposed to be on your credit report. So you need to make sure that you pull your credit reports and you check to see if there are any medical collections on your credit reports as of March 17th of 2025. If there are, you need to dispute them immediately because the clock is ticking and it's not on your side. Let me explain. I want to give a special shout out to all my beasters out there that are working hard to fix their credit using Dispute Beast, the most advanced AI credit repair software ever created, and specifically to Wesley, Wesley's credit score went up over 226 points after just 2 rounds with Dispute Beast. And also Marcus's credit score went up 337 points after just 2 rounds with Dispute Beast. And let's not forget Richard's credit score went up 446 points after just one round with Dispute Beast. Dispute Beast is going to be pinned at the very top of the comments and in the video description for anybody that needs to fix their credit. Last part's the most important. On March 12th of 2025, the Consumer Data Industry Association, this is the association that helped create the actual reporting process that's on your credit reports. They're the cucks that are out there trying to stop the actual rule from going into play, and they got some actual representatives and a bunch of other groups to file a lawsuit and go against this new medical rule to remove all of the medical collections from credit reports. Now, consumers don't understand that there is $49 billion worth of medical debt on credit reports. And these companies and these actual groups are not going to sit down and watch all of that money just disappear. Now, this is crazy because remember, this was actually pushed on March 12th, but this press release was dropped on March 17th. The same day the rule was supposed to go into effect, the actual Consumer Data Industry Association is trying to push this to the media so everyone knows that they're not going to allow this new medical rule to kick into play. And I'm gonna read this whole thing to you so you can know exactly where it's coming from. Now, it's coming from some Republicans that are coming out of, one of them is Mike Rounds coming out of South Dakota, and then the other Republican is Ralph Norman coming out of South Carolina. So yeah, listen, it doesn't matter what your actual political choice is in life. I don't care about that. What I care about is the fact of this is happening right in front of our faces. They're trying to stop this. This can help 15 million Americans, because I believe, and you should believe, and everyone should believe, that medical debt shouldn't be on your credit reports because it doesn't show any type of representation on whether you are able to pay back some credit product. This is not an extension of credit, but they're trying to fight it and say that it is. Now, again, let me repeat the names of these two cucks. One of them is Mike Rounds of South Dakota. Now, the other one is Ralph Norman of South Carolina. These are representatives that are Republicans. Call them and let them know that you do not support this. Call them, blow up their phones, send this to all your friends out there so everyone can team up and let these two fools know that this is not okay with Americans. Now let's read it verbatim as to what these actual representatives are trying to support. Now, the rule would create a new financial strain for medical providers by reducing incentives for consumers to make payment. One economist projected that the loss in the first year for medical providers is estimated to be $24 billion. According to another study, 68% of net revenues of medical providers are uncompensated for, and unless hospitals and healthcare providers can recoup a larger portion of uncompensated revenues, their ability to invest in equipment, provide necessary services, and maintain rural facilities may be severely impaired. I mean, they're clearly taking the side of medical providers here, which is pretty wild. But notice how there's nothing in there that says, hey, we should have better billing practices that don't overcharge Americans. No, none of that's in there. Let's continue to read so you can hear exactly what they have to say. The rule would undermine the risk-based pricing system that has been demonstrated to expand access to credit for all borrowers. No, it hasn't. The risk-based pricing system is based on a lender, such as a bank or credit union, having access to information such as existing debts, repayment history that informs a borrower is likely to repay a loan. Information about medical debt would not be made available to banks and credit unions offering mortgages and automotive loans, meaning they may offer loans to people who cannot afford them and requiring them to raise rates on all borrowers to cover the losses. That's pretty wild that they came up with that theory. Now let's scroll down and I want you to see all of the different associations that are actually tied into this. All of these people and all of these groups are trying to stop this rule from going into play, and they filed a lawsuit, and now we have to sit here and wait. And I don't think that the actual credit reporting agencies are going to remove it from credit reports, but drop it in the comments section. Pull your credit reports from annualcreditreport.com and check to see if those medical collections are still on your credit reports. Talk to everybody in the community. I'm also going to put up a letter on the actual video right here. Let's put up this letter. It's a very simple letter to help you dispute any medical collections for 100% free. Use this rule to your advantage before they wipe it away. I cannot stress it. As you can see right here in this video, the clock is ticking. The letter that I'm putting up on the screen is going to be very, very simple. As you can see, due to recent changes in credit reporting, the CFPB has officially banned all medical collections. Please delete all these medical collections listed below. So as you see, very simple letter, send it out certified mail. bill with a copy of your driver's license and a utility bill. Utility bill can be your gas, light, water, cell phone, car insurance, car registration, bank statement, or a pay stub will also work. You must include those so they can verify your identity. That's the reason why they ask for that. Also be aware, if you have any medical collections that are deleted or removed from your credit reports, understand if the statute of limitations is still active, you can in fact be sued for that debt on some type of medical debt that you may have. In order to check to see if the statute of limitations is still active, just simply Google statute of limitations for medical debt and then you put your state and it will pop up and it'll show you what the statute of limitations is. If the statute of limitations has expired, as an example, in North Carolina, the statute of limitations is 3 years. After 3 years, they can no longer sue you. But in those 3 years, they can sue you. Now, I'm gonna drop some resources for people out there to try to have any type of medical debt reduced or completely wiped away. There is a free, again, I'm going to say free, nonprofit called $4.org. They will try to actually reduce your bill or get it completely dismissed and waived. So it doesn't hurt to figure out if you can actually qualify, and then I'll put some other resources in there in the actual video description for anybody that needs to see if they can reduce those bills or get them completely wiped away. So the link is going to be in the description for anybody that may need that. If you are someone out there that has medical collections and medical debt on your credit reports, this is your time to speak up to your state and local representatives against these two morons that are trying to push this to hurt Americans even more, because it's very clear that these guys don't care about Americans and they only care about their pockets and all these massive associations that are pushing against this, which are most likely billion-dollar industries. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We covered another big one about massive changes that are coming to credit reports and scores. Now make sure that you watch this next video because it is about how to deal with hoe-ass debt collectors if you are being sued. And if you felt that I brought you some value in this video, make sure that you don't forget and subscribe to increase your credit score.